turned around and started walking back to the front door. As I took a look down the hallway, as I was about to walk outside, I noticed that guy who dancing seconds ago was now simply just standing there, looking back at me. I ran through the front door and closed it behind me. I hurried back to the car, for some reason still looking at the pizza. I threw the pizza boxes in the passenger seat and got back in the car as quickly as possible. As I was backing my car up to clear the pickup truck next to it so that I could just do a 3-point turn, I did look back at the house. The door was fully open again. My heart started beating even quicker, and I thought that one of them was outside my car about to attempt to open one of the doors. Maybe they were, and we'll never know. I managed to get my car down that third driveway, back onto the road. I had to return to the pizzeria. I called Craig to let him know what happened. He wasn't at it. I got back to the pizzeria. Everyone laughed when I told them what happened. I can honestly see how it sounds like a funny situation when explaining it to others. It was not fun in the moment. Whatever was going on in that house wasn't normal. I don't think they had any intention of buying pizza. I've had multiple dreams where I would see that man's face just peeking around from behind the wall. After that, they didn't enter anyone's houses or apartments for offering deliveries. I'm currently 20 years old, although at the time of the story I was in the teens. I live in Newark, Delaware, a usually small and quiet town. That is, until college seasons around in fall and spring. Newark is home to the University of Delaware, which is a large and widely respected school in the U.S. It also has a reputation for being a big party school. So when the college kids arrive, it's get a lot more lively. Anyway, I work as a bicycle delivery driver to the jobs, a job I still work as of been telling the story. This event took place during a Tuesday or Wednesday night in the spring. It was either late April or early May. Can't remember exactly. It was my typical 7 p.m. 2 a.m. shift. The Jimmy John's I work at is open until 2 on the weekdays and 3 on the weekends. This being one of the few places still open in town, aside from the bars. There were a lot of drunk college kids stormed the place wanting to order. Needless to say, it got pretty hectic. Deliveries would pop up like crazy too, which did get very long, but it meant a lot of tips. However, we put up with it. This was my last night working the shift. Just as 2 a.m. was about to roll around, one last delivery came. I was next in line to take it. This annoyed me, as I just wanted to end my shift and go home and get some sleep. I sucked it up and took the delivery since I didn't have a choice. I knew the street by heart and knew where to go immediately. I should mention I usually do bicycle deliveries because the roads tend to be busy sometimes during college season. So using bicycles sometimes allows us to do deliveries faster. I rode my bike as fast as I could to the house in less than 10 minutes. I knocked on the door loudly, but there was no answer. I knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. I became a little pissed when I remembered if someone didn't come out, I'd have to take the order back to the store. This delivery would seriously be wasting my time. I called the number others, but no one answered. I was getting ready to call the store. I heard from some bushes directly across the street from me. I figured it was probably the wind, but decided to look anyway. And I did. I felt my stomach drop as a strong sense of dread flowed through me. I saw the dark figure of a person directly across the street from me in someone's yard, crouched behind a few bushes. And even though I couldn't make out any facial features, I knew that he or she, though I figured it was he, was looking right at me. My heart was racing, but it didn't seem like he noticed that I noticed him. I pretended to not notice him and knocked loudly on the door again. Still, there was no answer. I began to grow more and more panicked, wondering whether or not this could be a trap. I did a quick glance. He was still crouched behind the bushes, watching me. I just wanted to get the hell out of there, so I decided to just continuously knock on the door as loud as possible until someone answered. It felt like hours that I was knocking, but eventually someone stumbled out from one of the rooms, sluggishly answered the door, sounding pissed. When I told him about the order, he told me that he didn't order, so that it was probably his roommate instead. To my misfortune, the person who actually ordered was upstairs in the room, passed out drunk. How he could have passed out so quickly after the order was still beyond me. The guy went upstairs to try and get it. Not even a minute after he went upstairs, I suddenly heard more rustling, did a quick glance back.
Bravo. Are you
When
there?
I did, I noticed the man had moved a little closer, probably to get a better view of
They'll
me.
meet us at the hangar.
I could tell he was still watching me. My fear intensified. I almost wanted to come inside to get away from the man watching me, but I figured he'd steal my bike. I couldn't do my job anymore. Plus, I didn't know if this person was armed and if he would actually try something if I went inside. So I put the two of them in harm's way. Luckily, he was only upstairs for a minute. He said his roommate's door was locked, that he wouldn't answer the door when he knocked. At this point, I really wanted to get out of there, so I told him he could sign for his roommate's order. He hesitated at first, since there wasn't a tip charged to the order, but a tip was the last thing I was thinking about at this point. He insisted over and over. Eventually, he signed for his room. I handed it to him, gave him a quick thank you. And he shut the door, turned to my bike, and hopped on, ready to get the hell out of there. Just as I put the kickstand up, I heard the man suddenly lunge out from behind the bushes. I quickly turned to my left, saw that man was now dashing towards me. I was able to see he was wearing what looked like jeans, boots, and a black hoodie with the hood over his head. What I think was some sort of mask on his face, but I could only see his eyes. Although I'm not 100% on this, it looked like he was holding a blade in one of his hands. I knew I had to act quick. I couldn't make a U-turn. He'd probably catch me before I could get away. To make matters worse, all the surrounding streets led to dead ends. My only chance was to head to a bike trail that was nearby. Even though it wasn't lit up and I didn't have a light on my bike, it would be my only chance. I pedaled faster than I ever had before onto the pitch black trail and rode it, all while looking out for shadows, listening for
Here's
footsteps.
close.
Luckily, the trail wasn't long, I knew it by heart. Still, I was extremely paranoid by this point. I got startled whenever I heard any noise at all. I didn't see the man while I was on the trail, however, and I made it back to the store safely. I was hyperventilating like crazy. I tried to wrap my head around what the hell just happened. I didn't tell my daughter or coworkers, nor did I call the police, since I didn't get a good look at the man.
We were playing Fortnite like
walked
not a
out and
couple
went to my car,
minutes.
putting my bike in the trunk. So thankfully, I
Probably
decided to drive that night.
when
I made it home
we
safe
get
without anyone bothering me.
Jedi.
That is that. It never sold.
Let's do this.
I don't know what he wanted, whether he wanted to rob me or worse. I haven't worked another midnight shift since then. Now I carry nunchucks on me whenever I do any kind of night shift. It doesn't have to be with dangerous chemicals. So the fact that this happened really shows me that, right?
Got contact.
If I die,
Saving our ass. Here we go. Let's show them. Enemy down. Hit him back.
That's one, Bravo.
Consumers can't enter first class on the server at the end.
Sorry. One of his last for it's the one in the counters.
Okay, listen. You try to make this see
What's going on?
Sir, so typical low-powered troublemaker.
This man has 100 million pounds and the Jesus. How dare you treat him like that?
Sir,
Oh, it's bitch on your line. How do you get your power so high?
this is summer.
Oh, is it, but
Stories focused
who is it? Do that dance. Do that dance.
That's baseball.
Oh yeah.
We all have bad habits. Sometimes breaking these habits can be tough. Like when you're out with friends, they're all reaching for their bad habits. You feel that urge to not be out on it. It's here to help you fix those bad habits.
That one's all yours, Bode.
Something that you can
At a
take
hunch,
out
this might be a hot exit.
flavored air
See
devices
you both in the air.
become the leading alternative to vaping
Ready.
and smoking. It's the leader in that category. You fills the void ditching a bad habit to you, while you still have something to reach for. It has no vapor or nicotine. Use it anyway. Crisp Mint is my favorite flavor. With non-toxic flavors, it's a guilt-free alternative. My favorite part is it requires no batteries, so you'll never need to charge it. The piece also looks cool, and is made to be fidgeted so you have potential anxiety. maggots.
Man running back